We're live.
We're
Yo,
live,
people, we're
man.
live. We're live. Monty's here. Rakesh is here. Alan's going to be joining us. Vader's going to be joining us. It's going to be an interesting one. Mojo's going to be late. But you know what? When he gets here, we'll talk about Chelsea. Before that, we'll just talk about Liverpool and that draw. Right now, I'm gassed. These guys don't seem that gassed. Vader's in the house. He's definitely happy. Your team won. Got a hat trick. Yo, funny story about Haaland Hattrick. Today was the first time I didn't captain him ever in fantasy this season, and he gets a hat trick.
So
And
silly.
and I this week I am so stupid. I said fuck everything. I went emotional. I became emotional, and I didn't use logic. I took out Gabriel. I took out Cancelo. Took a -4 to bring Gabriel versus United, knowing that Rashford might score. I still benched him. I
Silly
benched
boy. Silly boy.
and even
Silly
make it
boy.
10 times worse, I captained Martin Odegaard over anybody else in the team. And he had a bad game. Luckily, he got an assist at the end. I went from being number 1 in my league to being 16th.
It gets like that, man. Get with it.
When you go with
My
emotions,
wife
you go.
now, my wife had a 30-point lead on me. Now she has a 50-point lead on me. It's mental. Anyways, crazy.
She knows boss.
You're not even top dog in your own relationship.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
I am definitely just in fantasy. It's just in fantasy. Sometimes it takes a little bit of luck. You know what? Next week you guys play Tottenham. I'm still not going to captain Haaland. I'm captaining Rashford just to try to make up for it. I don't think he's going to get back-to-back hat tricks. That's impossible, is it?
It's happened though.
Haaland actually
get
get. He's done it this season. He's a man said it's impossible. He did it this season.
I hope he doesn't do it again. That's all I'm hoping for. Anyways, let's get the show started. Just to let everyone know, we got 2 United fans in here to catch smoke today. Dammy, because under the last stream, I told Dammy, you're getting kirbashed. You didn't get kirbashed because you guys got 2 good goals. But hey, it is what it is. You still lost the game 3-2. As my guy Monty said, back-to-back games, 90-minute goals. I don't know what's going on with your defense. Martin has got a goal versus Arsenal. You guys must have loved that. Rashford getting the opening goal.
I was jumping.
You must have loved that. But guess what? Bukayo Saka came back right away and said, you know what? To your head top. You already know what it is. He did the same celebration as Rashford. If you don't get it, Rakesh, he was doing the Rashford celebration.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, cool.
There you go. And right away,
Rakesh could care less.
he didn't get it. Eddie Nketiah is in the room.
I got my own problems.
Your defense is in trouble. Nketiah's in the room. You don't know.
You
don't know. Nketiah, the guy got back-to-back. The guy got he dunked on your head top, and he could have got a hat trick really, because De Gea made a ridiculous save just 20 minutes before, just 10 minutes before that. Trossard came in, guys, and Trossard in literally 8 minutes changed the game. I loved it. The game, it didn't look like we were gonna have the key to unlock this team. And in 8 minutes, the guy showed me more than Antony has showed Manchester United in that whole performance in that game. Antony absolutely stunk it up for you guys. Your boy came from the Eredivisie to turn into Hakim Ziyech at Chelsea. That's what he became.
He can't just be happy. He can't be happy. He can't be happy for himself. He has to put you down too.
Guys, Zinchenko was so amazing today. I seen him not have to worry about defending a right winger at all. I don't know what you guys gave us, but bro, Zinchenko is the best inverted left back I've ever seen in my life.
You want to mute the host?
No, I want to mute this guy, fam.
One second. Zinchenko, we are winning this Premier League solely because of the mentality of the guys like Zinchenko who come into this team and changed everything. The guy came into the league. The guy came into Arsenal, and listen, this is
I beg you, win the league.
One second. This is an actual quote from Zinchenko today. He said, "When I came to Arsenal." What did he say? When I arrived, I told the lads we don't think about top 3, whatever. We go for the title. Some of them laughed, but now they believe, and that is the kind of winning mentality I needed at Arsenal. You guys, Manchester City, thank you for Gabriel Jesus. Thank you for Zinchenko. Thank you for helping us raise the level of the mentality in the squad, because we were just going for the basic. We weren't striving for more. Now we are. And we are legitimately the best Arsenal team in the Premier League era at this moment in time, based on statistical fact. we are currently the best team. After 19 games, the Invincibles only had 45 points. After 19 games, we have 50 points. And Dammy, you can't be saying no smoke today at Arsenal. But I'm gonna say this: your team played well. Your team played well. You can't be criticizing them too much. You guys did well. It's just Arsenal's the better team. We were the better team on the day. Your 2 goals were scrappy. They weren't even like.
Oh, get off, man! Get off, man!
You got your goals. I respect to you. But based on the run of the game, you didn't even have 6. You didn't even have 7 shots. It was 25.
The away team. What was you expecting? It was the away team. What was you expecting?
You know what,
bro? This fixture, fam.
Just 1 second. I'm not done. Last thing, you guys. It was nice to see. It was nice to see the Heat back in this game. The Heat has been away from this game for a while. It was nice to see the Heat back in this game with the fans. It seemed like everyone was getting into it from the minute one. It seemed like everyone was really up for this game, and it meant more than just a rivalry between the two people, because it meant more for us based on the league table form, and for you guys to win over our back-to-back games against Arsenal, the team's the best in the league, even without Casemiro. You guys gave us a good fight, and obviously you miss Casemiro, but let's be honest.
Don't you dare say what you're about to say.
1 second. Let's be honest. We were also missing him in the first game. That's just the reality. So we don't no excuses. It's done. Whatever happens. People in the chat, let me know what you guys thought.
Are you done?
I'm gonna pass it over to you. I'm gonna pass it over to Dammy first, because Dammy's been here the last stream, and then I'll give it to you, Monty. I promise. But Dammy, take it away. Are Arsenal legitimate league title favorites? What are you saying? Dammy. Woo, Dammy. Okay.
I like that, man. He's reducing the tempo of the live. Keep doing your thing, Dammy.
Dammy's there. Okay, Dammy's not there. Go ahead. What are you saying, Monty?
Listen, all I'm saying is, yeah, think for yourself about this game had spice or whatever, because in the reverse fixture, Old Trafford was rocking. You know, I don't like, this is why, Arsenal as a football club, as an institution, I swear I don't even mind it. I actually admire it because of the culture, because of the players that they've had. I respect Arsenal. What I do not respect is the fans. That's what makes Arsenal so hard to even just look at. I can't. Today, yeah. The only reason why we was desperate to win, I went into today's game thinking, why am I even getting my hopes up? First and foremost, Man United versus Arsenal, it's always the home team that wins. It's always a home team. It was the same last year. Bro, we can go back. Old Trafford, you already know what happened in the last stream. Last year. Bro, you knew what the vibe was. You were just getting excited for no reason. I told you it's Old Trafford. And what am I telling you now? It was Emirates, bro. It's Emirates, man. It's the same thing with United at Old Trafford. The same thing with Arsenal, the Emirates, bro. It's this fixture. It's just the home team wins. And on today's game, when Rashford scored, honestly, oh my God, is this one of those Mourinho type performances where we shithouse a 2-1, or we park the bus for the entire game, but we leave it aside? You know what I mean? I thought it was one of them ones, because when you lose Casemiro, bro, it's the reason why we won 9 games in a row. It's as simple as that. Looking at you guys as team as a whole, I think you guys were obviously clearly the better team, but there was moments where you guys were susceptible on the counter, on the transition. We get you here and there, right? And what helped was the significance of the game, meaning that if United won, is the Arsenal derailed? Because I was thinking that if Arsenal didn't win today, you still have your double head against City. So mentally, you're going to go into the question marks will come back. Right now, what you've done is you've taken the doubts away, and people are looking at you guys as I tweeted it, bro. I said, congratulations, you've won the Prem. For me, I don't look at I hope City win it, because I can't stand Arsenal fans. I just can't stand. I don't like City as a club, but the fans, yeah, they're non-existent sometimes. So yeah, I don't have a problem with City winning it. But you see Arsenal, bro, I can't have the fans have that. You know what I mean? And today, Martinez, bro, the guy that you guys were slandering the entire when we signed him, when he was rumored against you guys, the guy dunked on your head top. I was thinking, yo, what a guy to score. His first goal was against Arsenal. Mate, I was gassed. And then what did I tell you before we started the live? In 90 minutes, we conceded 2 goals in the space of a week. 90 minutes. Eze against Palace, Arsenal at the Emirates. Bro, like it's long. But for me, when I now that I've had time to reflect, obviously emotions are high. Now that I have time to reflect, we're 6 months into into Ten Hag's project, bro. Like it's as simple as that. Mikel's had 3 seasons, bro. He's coming into his 4th. So for me, it's like the fact that we are toe to toe against you guys today. Like we literally went gun for gun.
Facts.
I don't think it was toe to toe, but
it was toe to toe, bro. It was toe to toe because right now we don't have a midfield. Like our midfield general wasn't there. So for me, Eriksen was always a no man's land, and because McTominay and Eriksen that's not a pair that wins you anything, bro. Like it's as simple as that. So for me, Casemiro's hole, like the gap that he leaves not being there is a problem. Now, obviously, no excuses. At the end of the day, we did go toe to toe with you guys because if you look who took the lead, it was us. Yes, you could say it was a run of play, but we still have that venom. We still have that. We're the best transitional team in the league, bro.
I don't count this as toe to toe. You guys did well.
Did well, bro. It is.
You guys did well.
See, the only time where I generally thought, oh my goodness, we're getting attack after attack after attack was like when it was 2-2, last 10 minutes of the game. You man were literally, we was edge of our box. That's the only time in the game where I said, I swear to God, lads, 10 minutes, please. 10 to 12 minutes, please. That's it. The entire game, I wasn't feeling like that. I swear, it was just that last 10 minutes, home stretch. Please do not concede. Just boot it out every single time. I don't care, right?
Okay. Fair enough.
There we go. And
wait.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm back.
Go, Damien.
No. So he called me out to start the stream saying that I was saying this and I was saying that. First and foremost, you told me that we were going to get smacked. The scoreline and the performance doesn't read that you played well, you played better, you dominated possession and you had more chances, but you did not do what you told me that you would do. So actually you can hold that for your team not fulfilling what you said. Second of all, and Monty's spitting facts. Erik Ten Hag in 6 months has rocked up to the Emirates with a double pivot of 2 players who I do not want to see in my starting lineup, and we were within 5 minutes of collecting a draw. I don't think we deserved the game. I'm not going to make any excuses. I'm not going to even do the party. Oh, party wasn't there. Casemiro wasn't there. That is lame. We lost fair and square. What I will say is that going forward, I'm very confident in backing this manager because I do believe
100, bro, 100.
If we give him the tools, we're going to make sure that you are back to being our.
He is the right man.
He is the right man, bro, because he rocked up with a 3-man midfield, which I thought was a joke. Antony didn't think he should have been staying on for longer than he did. Whatever. Red Coast had a good game, to be fair. And Wan-Bissaka was our right back. And we were within 5 minutes of collecting a draw against the best team in this country. And people want to be like, oh, yeah, hold that. We can hold it. We lost. But I'm going to take a W in the sense that my manager is that guy and be wary of what's going to come. But yeah, props to you.
And even in the reverse fixture, bro, I don't understand why Arsenal fans... Like, it's all of a sudden they've lost what's happened to them in the beginning of the season as well. Like, guys need to remember, United, Arsenal, the home team will win. It's as simple as that. So would you think I went into today's game thinking we'll win? No. And all these people that's talking about title shouts here, bro, like, honestly, I hate the media. Like, I hate Sky Sports. I hate all of them because they're running narratives, bro. Like, even who saw the Premier League's official Twitter saying title rivalry is back, whatever. And it was a post of United, Arsenal, Arteta, Ten Hag, Fergie, Wenger. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, bro, we're literally trying to secure 3rd place. Like, I don't understand it. Like, we're not in a title race. I said, if we after we beat City, if we had collected maximum points against Arsenal and Palace, then I would have said, oh, something's on the cards, maybe. You know what I'm saying? There's excitement looming. We're going into February. The gap isn't as big as what it is now.
Let's introduce some of the other guys into this. I'll start with Vader first. Vader, what are you saying?
Yo, man. Good match. Congratulations. The hype was real for this renewal rivalry because of the fan base. Because of the fan base, they all had the energy. United fans, let's be real. You guys had the energy going into this one. Maybe not the two of you from what I'm hearing, but the energy was there. I was hearing y'all were going to deal with Arsenal. Y'all were going to remind them of what happened on the first time you faced them. So it was real. And this Premier League media, they love you two. They love you too. Any club that wears red, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, they promote you guys like crazy. If you're wearing blue, they do not want to talk about you. Yes, I said it.
It's because of the color of our shirts.
They promote everything red. If you're blue, you get no love.
Listen, Vader. No
Boo
disrespect.
to the Blues.
Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham. They just don't have as big as fan base as Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester United. Hence, they're going to be promoted more. It's marketing 101. You should know
I get it. But the promoting before the results have actually been accomplished yet is where I get irked, right? We're the ones 4 and 5, but you guys get talked about like you guys have been winning. You're just getting back into the mix. Now, United fans, I would be calm, but I get it. You got Ten Hag. You guys are excited. You've seen what he's done. I need to see more. I'm gonna be real with you. I need to see more from this manager.
What
I'm
specifically?
Not saying this start that he's off. This start that he has. This hype and excitement that you have looking forward. In my eyes, he's not doing much more than what Ollie did. I'm gonna be real with you.
Come on, man. Come on. We had the hardest start of the season. We played all of the top 7. Only lost to City. Come on, we picked up 3 points everywhere.
Hear me out.
Come on, man.
This is we've all said this. Arsenal, phenomenal start to the season. But the rest of the league, it's an off season. Let's be real. Everyone.
Yes,
what do you mean,
it is, bro? Liverpool, non-existent.
Based on points totals, this is on par to what the top teams had over the last 3 years.
No. But that's my point. It's not about the top teams. It's about the teams that are actually fighting right now, right? Like Liverpool is down there. Chelsea are down there.
Bro,
City inconsistent.
No. What I mean is, you could say it's an off year for Tottenham, but even though you say it's an off year for Tottenham, they have more points this year than they did last year. You could say it's an off year for Chelsea and Liverpool. That's a fact.
Forget that. We're talking about the big two. The big two in the last 4 or 5 years, bro.
When it comes to the top 2 at the table, this is actually on par with the Centurion season, the season before that, the season after that. Everything that's happened over the last 4 seasons.
Pause.
But that is my point. I'm talking about the landscape. I'm about everybody fighting each other. Now, Rakesh, you're on mute. We're not hearing you.
Sorry. It's not on par with the season Liverpool won the league.
Bro,
we have around the same points.
Bro, Liverpool and City.
Liverpool won 17 games in a row, drew against Manchester United, and then won 18 games in a row. This is not on par. Liverpool had more points. We dropped 2 points up until we lost to Watford, which was last third of the season.
Yeah, Liverpool took their first loss really late that season that they won it.
Okay, so we've played 19 games. We've won 16. We've drawn 1. We lost 1. So based on that, you're saying we've dropped 5 more points than you at 19 games into the season, or what was it, 17?
Yeah, we in the first half of the season we dropped 2 points.
Okay, so fair enough. So this is just below.
Hey, fake fact, what's going on?
Fair enough. It's just below. It's just below. But at the same point, the point stands.
10%.
If you look at the top 4 based on this season and the top 4 based on last season, at this point of the season, it's pretty much on par or just around there. So
no, I hear you. I hear you if you're looking at the point total. What I'm talking about are the clubs that are usually fighting at this level. Now, don't kill me. I'm just saying I want to see more. I want to see more from Ten Hag because I saw this start from Ollie. New manager bounce and this winning run.
Different. Bro,
I hear you.
Man,
I just want to see more. I hear
Ollie
you.
Never did it in the league. Ollie never did it in the league like that.
Let's go to Alan. 1 second. We've heard Vader's case. Let's go to Alan.
Yeah. So in this game, I mean, I understand what the Man United fans are saying. I wouldn't necessarily agree it was toe-to-toe at all. I think you had bits in the game where you obviously took advantage, but I don't think you went toe-to-toe with them. I think they were better than you on the day. People are saying about it, point-wise where they were and all that. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter like whether you're close, like Liverpool are ahead of you at this point. It's where you are at the end of the season. And at this moment in time, I don't see anyone catching you. The big games are obviously against City. We'll see what happens as and when you play them. If they do the double over you, it makes things interesting. If you get points off of any game, I think it's done. Yeah, it's one of them. In regards to the game, what I saw, from what I saw of the game and saw of the highlights because I was out, there was a couple of like De Gea. I'm sorry, he had a bad game. Ramsdale had a bad game. I've got Laurie's vibes off of both of them, and obviously I know about a shit keeper at the moment because my keeper's absolutely awful.
Facts.
Great
He
finish.
saved us though. He saved us in the middle of the game with that one save.
Yeah, but then
okay, he saved you, so he didn't really save you, did he?
And then he actually, funny enough, Alan, he actually cost us the first goal. But yeah, fair enough.
Yes, him and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Your defense both times. I mean, you letting Nketiah come in from behind and Nketiah finish with a head. He's a decent footballer. He's good at finishing. I wouldn't say he's necessarily great in the box, like header ability, but he's
flowers,
no, I don't know. I am. I'm saying he's a great. He's done a good job. When Jesus got injured, people thought you guys were going to drop off. It hasn't happened. Yep. So he's come and done more than a great job. So at the moment, I hate saying it, but I can't fault Arsenal as they're doing everything that's asked of them. And I said when it got to the business end of the season, or it's not there yet, but when it gets to the tough parts, will they continue? And they are. So you got to give Arsenal their due. They're doing wonders. If they keep it up and take points off a City, it's their title. It's as simple as. I don't see anyone getting near them. But yeah, I just want to pull out of fraud. Obviously, I've never rated him, but Antony coming in and doing some spins when no one's tackling him and thinking he's
not just Antony stuff, man. So people want to crucify a guy who's first 6 months.
I was quiet the entire time. Cool. 1 second. Let me finish. For 100 million, we've held.
He wasn't 100 mils, Rob. Again.
Hold on. How much was it?
97.
Bro, he wasn't 97.
3 million.
Bro, he wasn't 97.
It was euros.
Bro, that was euros. He's 80. He's 86 mil.
Relax. Okay. But for that amount of money, we hold Grealish and those type of people to a high standard. You have to hold Antony, and he's meant to be.
He's a Prem player that moved between 2 Prem clubs.
Doesn't matter. You've still got, with that price tag, you've still got to be the difference, and he hasn't done it yet. When he bring me more than a spin when no one's challenging you and do it on a consistent basis, for me, that's when I'll say he's a decent player. But
one second, I'm not. Just before we go to the United fans, Rakesh, do you agree Antony is looking like Pepe 2.0?
No way.
Be careful.
People love sticking that.
What the fuck, man?
Look,
you're taking the piss, guys.
No. I'm just gonna say this before Rakesh goes. Yeah. He has a weak shot like Pepe. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing decision-wise. When he takes a shot on the left, his shot looks weak and it doesn't get on target at most of the time.
Pepe's better than him.
When he cuts in, Pepe's
better. Wait. What did he say?
What did you hear? What did someone say?
Pepe's better than Antony.
Is that what you heard? Swear you heard that. Mad.
Damn it, you're taking the piss, bro. What would you do?
Yo, Danny, you need to come on camera. You need to come on camera saying things like that.
At this moment in time, Antony doesn't have good decision making. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's very one-dimensional. He's easy to defend against. When you're playing, you're basically playing with 10 men because when he's on the pitch, he's utterly useless. The only time he's going to be useful. I was saying
the same thing about Rashford like a whole season.
The only time Antony looks useful is when he's recycling play, and that's mostly what he's doing whenever he gets the ball. So at this moment in time, I'm not calling him a flop. I'm just saying a manager who has worked with him previously, who's signed a player that he's worked with previously, come to a new club,
new league, with new teams and new players. Come on, man.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
One second, Monty. I'm gonna back you up here. Look, Antony's 22 years old. He's gonna be 23 in 2 days. I just checked his date of birth. So he's on that borderline between being a young player and, should be doing a little bit more. At the same time, I agree with Monty. First season in the Premier League, I understand that some of that has to be taken off because, and Ten Hag knows him. I presume when Ten Hag was going to spend that money on him and, we're going to spend that money, they had a system in mind and a role in mind and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to give him a bit of time. I'm going to give him this season, and then let's see what he does next season. Because I don't want to crucify a kid, even though he's a Man United kid. And not because I don't want him to succeed, but I don't want United to succeed. I would like to see that be another waste of money, but it's way too early to say. I'm gonna give the kid time.
Rakesh, let's be real. The reason why you're being patient is because you got one of those on your team right now.
That's not
you got Nunes. You're being careful. You got to be careful with how you talk about Antony.
Now, Vader. First of all, the reasons I'm saying stuff is because I'm saying stuff because I mean it, not because of any other ulterior motive, despite what you may suggest. Okay, there are parallels. There are parallels between Nunes and Antony. But they're very, very different players. They have very, very different skill sets, and the expectations are quite different in terms of the roles they play. So, I think whilst
also to back Nuno,
I was just speaking from the criticism standpoint.
Sure. But there's one goal that what's his name? Nunes scored, which made me realize this guy, he will cook. He will come good. And I hate it, but I thought, this guy is a monster. It's the offside goal against was it offside? I think it was offside against Brentford, where he came over the top and he outside the foot, literally over the keeper. I said, "Woy." I said, this guy, he can score goals like that. But then, the simple stuff is easy to rectify. If you're doing complicated stuff like that, Nunes will come good. But on Antony. Go ahead.
I mean, ultimately, all I'm saying is that there's no guarantees. One of them may succeed, the other one may fail. They may both succeed, they may both fail. This stuff can happen, but I'm not going to be too harsh on them right now because
and I was just saying I understand your perspective. Sure. With regards to that, because there's some similarities. That's what I'm saying.
It's the word because. It's the word because.
I'm hearing people are already writing off Gakpo.
That's
Liverpool aren't playing him where he needs to be played.
The problem with not just Liverpool fans, but the problem with football fans is when things don't go right, immediately they start looking for a reason. Why is this happening? Why is Gakpo not succeeded? Why is Pep Lijnders being a fraud? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And they'll cling on to the easiest thing they can get, or the thing that comes to mind. But that's just because people are reactionary.
People expect when Bruno entered the league and he was scoring and assisting every single week, from 12 games in a row, some shit. People expect that to be the norm, and people don't appreciate when something like that happens. They are an exceptional player, but sometimes the adjustment into a league varies from player to player. I don't know. I don't understand why people all this Antony talk here. For me, it's hilarious because I was hearing the same thing last year, the year before Rashford. Guys were writing Rashford.
Yes.
Everyone was writing off. I'm telling you guys, people jump on bandwagons and it's crazy. It's
and all of a sudden, all the Trashford talk has gone quiet, right? All the Trashford talkers, and no one's saying it now.
Oh my God, man! It's crazy. It's honestly crazy.
You know what? Let's just go to Dammy. Dammy, you have anything to get off your chest with Antony?
Wait, for which one? The Antony one?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm a big critique. Is that what you call it? Critique of Antony. I'm not really his biggest fan. However, one thing I will say is that the only reason why I'm not going to go full blast on him is the fact that he's young. He is 6 months into his time here, so you cannot write him off. It's just you can't. It's not fair to do that because it doesn't make any sense. He's never played in this league before. I'm pretty sure he's only had 2 full seasons as a professional in Europe in his life. So I will give him time. But why are we focusing on Antony when we've got players stinking it up those two, Eriksen and what's his name, Tomlin?
Hold on. Eriksen had a poor performance today, which I will not look by. McTominay is the one that I'm I would have rather seen Fred come in a bit sooner or even start.
And then my other biggest problem, we've got to talk about it. Like Alan said, this goalkeeper of ours. Oh my God, he is
gone. He is gone.
He is.
I want him gone.
Wait, did you, Monty?
Reece is gone.
You guys
We know.
can't kill him like that.
Monty, did you see the one where I can't remember what was going on, but I think the ball was in the sky here, and you're thinking he's by himself, he's gonna catch it. He punches it out, and Arsenal get the ball. I was like, yeah,
horror,
he's done.
Horror.
He's done.
Forget that. You know, like the hair, yeah. The only thing that he's actually a detriment to the team because he actually isn't comfortable on the ball. So when Martinez, you know that first goal, Martinez very comfortable on the ball. What does he do? He wants to play it back, play short. So what does he do? He plays to his keeper. What does the keeper do? Fluffle, give it to the right back. A right back that isn't comfortable on the ball. He's improved, but he's still not to the level of like a Luke Shaw and Martinez. He's not there yet. So you pay it to him. Then there's a whole kerfuffle in the midfield and we concede. And all I'm thinking is like, bro, we need a goalkeeper that is not just a shot stopper, but is an all-rounder that can also play. Because that's how modern football's gone. That's how look at Edison. look at even though I have question marks on him, but at his peak he was very, very good. Then Alisson, who I believe is for me the best goalkeeper, all-round ability that we've ever seen. I can't lie. That's one in the league, in the Premier League. And then you have guys like look at Brentford. You have Raya. Look at Brighton, Sanchez. Look at all these teams that are doing very well. Arsenal, Ramsdale. Look at the teams that are doing well. They have a goalkeeper that is comfortable on the ball. And yet United, we still have to say it's loyalty, bro. That's all it is. It's loyalty.
Let me just stop you there for a second. Big up to everyone in the chat. I'm just gonna ask, anyone think this was an offside goal? Because clearly,
no, of course it's not.
People in the media who are saying this is offside.
Come on, man.
Who in the media is saying that?
It's not.
It's
not Man United.
I think it's the bit that comes after with the Nketiah bit, but it's still not offside. It's not.
It's not, because even the Nketiah bit.
Yeah, but look. We're not you lot. We're not going to be doing the whole. We lost fair and square. We have no refs to blame. We have no Casimir. We lost because we lost. It is what it is. Don't listen to anyone on Twitter saying, "Oh, it's offside." We lost. There's nothing. We have to charge it because we have shit players. That's the only excuse you can make.
Let me just.
I don't make VAR calls anymore. I just don't. I don't bother with it.
Right, he's on side. Like I don't understand. I've looked here like 18,000 times. He's on.
Bro, you don't need to keep showing the same clip, bro. We get it. It's onside. Keep him like, bro, I'm tired, fam.
Show it from the other angle.
I don't have.
You got the orbital view.
I'm joking.
Anyways, before we go any further, I just want to say, Eddie Nketiah, shout out to him. Shout out to Zinchenko. Shout out to Bukayo Saka and Rashford. Rashford is pretty impressive what he's doing right now.
They give us centre backs. The both of them were impressive. Varane and Lisandro Martinez, wow. They had an absolute blinder of a game. Just everyone around them was shit.
3 goals.
That's not their fault.
Because that's not their fault, bro. The first goal came from De Gea and Wan-Bissaka.
The second one's left.
Had an exceptional goal from long range. And then again, back puts Alvaro Wan-Bissaka. Like, bro, like for me, it's just mad how the game.
To be fair, when you have a team that has friggin' what 3.25 xG, 25 shots, and you only concede 3 goals, not that bad. You're right. But
if you watch,
you're a wind up, man. You're a wind up.
They played well. Come on, let's stop this.
Hey, girl,
you can lose a game and play well.
You're taking piss.
Anyways,
hey, Dammy, don't bite. He's taking.
No, Dammy's a cool guy. Listen, you guys aren't gonna catch it. It's the people who are saying Luke Shaw is gonna friggin' pocket Bukayo Saka. But right now, let's go to the Man City game because I know Vader's got to go at 11, and we got to talk about the Liverpool Chelsea game before Rakesh got to leave also. So let's go straight into the Man City game. I'm just gonna tell you guys this. I'm an idiot. I benched. I friggin' didn't captain Haaland for the first time this season, and I captain Odegaard. And I'm massively punished.
I wonder what he did, apart from one pass.
He got an assist, but yeah. But your boy got a hat trick. This guy's a monster. He now has 4 hat tricks. Is that more than Cristiano Ronaldo has in his career in the Premier League? That's mental.
Oh, would you want me to say yes? Is that what you're like? I get it. Like you beat us, but again, United. Come on, stop it.
You know what? Dammy.
Yo, what? Yo.
Yo, bro, you don't have to stay for the rest of the stream. Big up. You came on. You came on. You held the smoke. Big up to you.
No worries. I'll see you next week.
See you Thursday. See you
Yo,
Friday.
take care, man.
Big up, Dammy. Big up, man.
Big up, Danny. Monty's in the house. He's gonna hold down United for now. Mojo's gonna join us hopefully later on. But let's go straight into the Man City game. I thought Wolves were gonna get something.
I thought or wanted.
No, I generally was like, Wolves a bogey team. They did it before, randomly, where
when they had Doherty and Adama like at their prime.
Traore oiled up against Man City. He did a madness.
Yeah, you're going back when my man Mendy was still playing left back. That's been a while ago. Like we dealt with them early in the season. We were looking to. The alarm bells have gone off, Egal. The radar. You know, you see the old school radars where it's kind of like a little blip. It doesn't really show up on the radar. But now Arsenal are on our radar. This performance, these bogey teams, we're gonna match what you guys are doing, if not exceed it. Just trust me. We're doing what we have to do. This match against Wolves was much needed. I think what you said was you were probably hoping for a poor result. Not really expecting one. You were really hoping for one because you know this battle, this marathon is going to continue on. Now, Haaland and this hat trick, I don't care if he only gets 10 touches before half. I don't care. He could have 5 touches. I don't care. Just feed the man the ball. He's going to put it at the back of the net. May not look as sexy as it's looked in the past because we had a midfielder playing at that false 9 role, but we feed this guy and good things will happen. You saw how Mahrez is looking sharp. You see how Haaland's doing his thing. Even Jack was getting killed, not only by rival fans, City fans were harsh on Jack. Both of those wingers, inverted wingers, have shown why they're quality. Now, I think this result is going to be consistent. I think Pep kind of knows the rotation that he wants. Everyone's healthy, which is an important thing. I know that Foden didn't play or wasn't on the bench because of fitness, according to Pep. But no one's dealing with what they call a little knock. No one's dealing with any of that. Everyone's back. So the rotation should be consistent. And Pep doesn't do rotation just the sake of rotation. He plays players based off of the opponent. So we're gonna see some fantastic football moving forward. And I think this is where the hard part happens. Rakesh, you know this. I've said this often. I don't know if it's happened. I've told Arsenal fans to reach out to Liverpool fans and ask them what winning this season is all about. Has anyone reached out to you, Rakesh? Has anyone hit you up in the DMs or called you and said, "Yo, what's winning this league like?" I
mean, look, I offered Igal some advice, and he chose to shun me. No, that was a joke. No. I mean, no one's said anything to me so far.
You'll know.
I don't know. I'm not going to give good advice anyway. I'm terrible at advice.
That's fair. But you'll know a serious Arsenal fan if they reach out to you and they're asking questions because this is a fight. So some believe that the tough part's already happened. No, it hasn't even begun. The final quarter of this season is when it becomes tough. When you're juggling Europa, we're doing Champions League, and when we're dealing with these matches, that's when the tough part happens. So I'm excited for this fight. I don't like United, so I was honestly happy with them losing. It wasn't like, do us a favor. I'm cool with it because the battle is when we see each other, when we're imano, toe to toe, you like to say, or like a boxing fight, head to head, when we're looking at each other, staring each other down. That's when this league's going to get decided. I don't know what you thought from a performance-wise, but I had nothing bad to say about anybody that played today. Not one bad thing. Pep talked to the fans. Pep talked to the players. Pep talked to the organization. When you've been eating well, I think he used caviar as an example. When you've been eating well, you get comfortable. You mens have been starving. We need to match that hunger. We need to match that hunger, and we're doing it right now. It's going to be great, man. I'm here for any questions. I know I got to bounce at 11, but great weekend of football. I can't lie.
I'm just going to say this. Manchester City versus Wolves. It was, I would say, 70% was Manchester City being great. I would say 25% was Wolves being a little bit sloppy. So I'm giving you guys a lot of credit there. I'm not saying you guys only won because Wolves were bad. Yes, Wolves were good at the first half. Second half, they completely dropped off, and hence why I say that 25% goes to you guys. And Haaland, it was probably the most nonchalant hat trick I've seen in a while. But it seems like almost every hat trick he scored this season is kind of nonchalant. And like the team that you have over there at Manchester City, yes, you guys need to click into gear. Yes, Pep is now saying things that seems like he's now getting into battle mode and ready to try to take us a little bit more serious. And I get all that. But I want to see how you guys go up against us, because I'm telling you right now, if and when we play at the Emirates, I'll know from the first 20 minutes if we're gonna win that game, because that's just how we've been playing lately. And when it comes to Manchester City away, I honestly do think that's going to be the tough leg. And I'm looking at how we perform up until Jesus comes back. Because if Jesus comes back and we still have this 5-point gap as we've had so far, I really do believe we're going to still maintain it, because now we're looking to sign the squad depth without getting Michaela Mudryk through the line. What it's done is made us go get Trossard. It's made us go get this guy Jakob, who's going to be a backup for Gabriel. And when Cedric sold, we're going to be now getting a backup right back. We're literally one piece away from having a complete team where every player has 2 players. To every position has 2 players, and that's the DM position. But at this moment in time, I wouldn't be even surprised if he looked at Zinchenko as a backup DM or something like that. We're going to find a solution. Even if we get injuries, we're going to find a solution. We're not dropping off. So Man City getting that 3-0 win, it might have been a statement to the rest of the league, oh, we're still serious. But to me and to the rest of the players, they're just minding their own business. And that's why I feel like this Man City segment goes straight into the title race segment, because this weekend the title race heated up. And you guys winning 3-0, us winning versus Manchester United on the same day, just shows that we're going to be putting pressure on each other for the rest of the season. And maybe
100%.
Maybe I should be taking a little bit more advice from Rakesh, but I'm in this mindset of I haven't been here in a while, and I'm just happy with the moment. And even if we don't necessarily keep this up the whole time and it becomes back and forth, and you're going ahead, we're going ahead, I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle that. But right now, I'm loving life.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one, and I think the thing that's difficult from a Pep and City standpoint is when you've won so much, right? It's difficult to continue to motivate winners. We're all guilty of this. So Pep's got to find different tricks to kind of get the players motivated and laser focused. But for me as a fan, and I know I don't really have much to do with how the team performs, but once I heard that no club has lost this league with the start that Arsenal have had, that's the motivation that every City player needs to have, because breaking records is almost like that's our brand. You know what I mean? Like they want to go out and set new records. Hearing that no club has lost the league with the start that you guys have ever had, that should be on every bulletin board within City, and they should be chasing that to make that never happen actually happen.
But really, Vader, that shouldn't be the motivation for Man City, right? Man City shouldn't need that motivation.
Go ahead. They shouldn't. But human nature, when you've won so much, how do you tap the well again? How do you go? How do you get them up for it?
But the thing is, what I find it difficult to believe that particular stat would be the extra bit of motivation that City need. I don't know if that's true, man.
But this is what I'm trying to say. You need every little bit, because Pep doesn't even focus on that. That's not Pep's motivation. Pep wants quality. He wants them to play to the standard that City are accustomed to doing. He wants every player to play what he dictates, the instructions that he gives them. But when you have some players, and this is what I'm saying, when you have some players that have been eating so well, that have had the success, and maybe I don't really care about this result. I care about or I don't care about this matchup so much. I care about the next one. Or maybe I have my eyes on Champions League or whatever. That's what I'm pointing out. You need every little dial, and your manager is excellent at this. Your manager knows how to get those added motivations, not in particular to we're here to win we're here to win the season, but how do you get them to win this game? Focus on the game and get the best out of them. That's what I'm trying to point out. There's a reason why Pep by specifically mention Arsenal and the drought that they had in his last post-match press conference. He specifically said City has won 4 out of 5, and he made a point to say how long Arsenal have not been winning. We have to match their hunger. It's unfortunately it's the difficulty of managing a successful team.
Let me bring Alan into this. Alan, what do you think of City's performance, and do you think they're winning the league from here?
So Spurs have to have a bit of blame on this because let's be honest, before they played us, they weren't looking good. Haaland hadn't scored for a while. Spurs go there, go 2-0 up half time, and then do the Spursiest thing that Spurs have ever done. And obviously, we lose 4-2. Get Haaland to score. They obviously then completely destroy us in the second half. And now all of a sudden, now they look like they're back. So we've got literally, Man City normally have this moment in the league where they have this catalyst, something happens that ignites them. And I think that could be the moment where they've run you down or they get close to you. Do I think they can beat you? Of course they can. They've done it before. Go to the end. But I think if you get any points off of them, honestly, if you get any points off of them, I think it'll be too much. Even though you will be going and putting your better team out for the Europa League towards the end, I honestly think the further you go in that competition, you'll put your starting lineup in. Same with Man City, the Champions League. But I think, obviously, this is no dig, but they've done it before, Champions League, Premier League, and won the league. You guys, this is new for you guys. Being like in recent, you haven't been challenged for the title like this and been in Europe at the same time for a while. So that may be the only thing that comes back to haunt you. You never know. But for me, I still think it's Arsenal's title. I think you're playing the best football. You were looking the best. I think it's Arsenal's title. I really do. But
statistically, it is.
Yeah, I think Spurs need to hold their hands up and be like, it was that. I think we've ignited in Man City. And the thing that annoys me most is that we now play Man City in 2 weeks again, and Spurs are looking absolute shambles.
Great watch along as well, Alan. Fantastic watch along. If you didn't see his watch along, City versus Tottenham, go and check it out.
It went over that. Trust me, I had to watch us concede 4 goals. It weren't that good.
What did Ivan Toney tweet? What?
Every little motivation can help. Oh, is that something to do with the Arsenal? No, I don't know.
Oh, that might
Maybe.
be it. That might be it.
So, just a quick, Vader, just so you know, after the Spurs game you guys played, I said at that point, rather than that being the turning point for City, I said that there's something significantly wrong at City at the moment. And I was surprised because in the post game, after I watched it afterwards, and I sent it to Gal and a few of the other guys in the GC, that if you look at Pep's words after that, I think he also identified that there was a big issue because that game, even though you scored those 4 goals, that's not sustainable. Now, and at that point, I said, for me, Arsenal are going to win the league. Obviously, City are capable of beating any team. And I'm not going to take away from how good they've been, but I felt like, and I still feel like, until the point that I don't feel like, unless something significant changes, that Arsenal are going to win the league. I could be wrong. Who knows? It reminds me a little bit of the season where we finished a point behind you and won the Champions League, because we started that season, we were ahead most of the season. And slowly but surely, we caught up. You guys caught up. I think we went to United away and got a draw. And when Marcus Rashford was injured, and really we should have gone for the win. But in most other seasons, a draw away from Old Trafford would be enough. In that particular season, it didn't turn out to be enough because you were a machine towards the end of the season. I think in that second half of the season, we didn't lose a game. I think we drew 3 games in the second half of that season, and still lost the league. Technically, to be fair, that second half of the season also included the 1 game we did lose against Man City,
right?
Where Sane scored the winning goal and we had the goal cleared off the line and all that kind of stuff. But I still feel like there's something not quite right at City, and if Pep can motivate them to change it tactically, do something to make those adjustments, then I may revise that opinion. But I just haven't seen the same City team that I've seen. And I don't know whether that's a tactical thing, whether that's a motivation thing, or whatever the case
No, I
may
hear
be.
you.
I think it's fair to have some concerns about it, though.
I hear you 100%. I think, you know, I look at that draw against Newcastle and how Pep was tinkering with the inverted fullbacks, and you know, Maximus was doing his thing. There's a lot that kind of happened throughout the season where it's like, you know what, we're just not sharp. Pep with his defensive rotation and so on. But this is what I want to point out on this half of the season. This is when Pep himself tends to get laser focused. He tends to not mess around with tinkering when you really think about it. And the deciding on, is the season won by Arsenal or not? Hey, this is Arsenal's season to win. Statistically, I think even they're favored in terms of the betting apps and everything like that, it's for Arsenal. So
let me just stop you there. Yes, it is statistically ours to win, and we are the favorites. Everyone's going to look at squad depth. We're solving that now. If we get to end of February, at that point, people are going to have to start saying Arsenal are going to actually do this, because right now everyone's just putting barriers in front of us and we keep knocking them down. So I get you, Vader, and obviously we are the favorites, but Man City are still the favorites in a lot of people's eyes based off the fact that we haven't been there before.
Yeah, but to go to Rakesh's point in terms of like what you've been seeing, the form that City's been in, some of the drop points, the inconsistencies, and most recently against Spurs going down 2-0. You look at the goals that we conceded. That was just like mental errors. That's Ederson being too cavalier, too nonchalant with that pass, putting Rodri in a difficult spot, and then unfortunate even how he cleared the ball to be able to get that second goal in. But the response, if myself as a manager, and you do this on the training ground, you're going to say, okay, we're going to do the scenario. We're 1-0 down, 80th minute. They're playing a low block. How do we break it down? You put your team through that. If you're going to do that, Spurs, Conte, and that scenario, to come through and then turn that around 4-2, that's a good turnaround. That's something to kind of put your hat on. Let's build off of it. And this result against Wolves, we're going to continue on. I just want to see consistent patterns of play and the players playing to the level of the competition. And I'll be cool with that.
Okay, I know you gotta go soon, so I'm just gonna say big up for jumping on, and we're gonna go to the Chelsea Liverpool game now that we
Respect,
got.
my guy. Take care, guys.
Good one. I'm just gonna say this, guys. When it comes to the title race, it is what it is. Everyone's gonna always have Man City as the favorites, but mathematically Arsenal are the favorites. I don't really care as long as we win it. It doesn't matter who the favorites are, and that's the real stance. Alan, you were gonna say something, but. Yeah, we don't have anyone in the Europa League until the next draw. Go ahead.
Egal, can I just ask you a favor? Can you just quickly drop yourself backstage for a second? Can you just quickly drop yourself backstage? Guys, this is our level. This is where we're at the moment.
Oh my god. That is so true.
This is good company, guys. This is our level. Can we just stay here?
The thing is, Alan, you seem happy about this.
Alan,
neither I nor Fatu are happy about this situation.
I'm the more happier, man. I got my player, bro. I'm good.
I've got to make a joke about it, but yeah,
that's all right. That's all right, mate. Are you suffering right now? I understand. It's been a hard week. It's been a hard week.
Mid-table takeover. Mid-table takeover.
The guy said, "Egal, drop down." That's our level. Look, let's talk about Liverpool Chelsea now. Before we go any further, and Mykhailo Mudryk's debut. Should we begin with the actual game? Let's get into the game. What do you guys think about the game before we go any further? So I'm just gonna say this: the level of drop off for the two teams based on quality and how you guys performed this season in comparison to how you guys performed over the last couple of seasons against each other is crazy. Yeah. Like Chelsea, Liverpool, going into it, people actually cared about the combined 11. People actually looked at the form of your players and they were on form, and you had some of the best goal scorers in the league. Maybe Rakesh, you never cared about combined 11s, but like
I never care about combined 11s, man.
Same, I do not care either as well. Like, I mean, with Chelsea's history in the past, there's always been that Champions League drama since 2005. We've always been drawn each other since. Like in 2006 as well, on the group stage, let alone the knockout phase. It's been mad though. That 24 until 2009. It's been that crazy.
What's crazy is it's been a little bit shade under 20 years that's been going on. So Relatively speaking, it's a rivalry that's quite new compared to some of the other rivalries in football. But yeah, to be fair, I thought Chelsea were pretty decent. To be honest, I thought we were pretty average, like we've been the whole season. It wasn't a good
I think we're the better team in that second half.
You were the better team, yeah.
Once
100%.
the Mudryk came on, oh my God. You know what? I never jumped out of my seat since Eden Hazard days. Ever. That's the caliber of a player that I literally missed a lot since Hazard's leaving, man. He's so that good yesterday. He was that good.
We can't talk about the Chelsea Liverpool game without going straight into Mudryk's debut, because he had poor James Milner on his ass every second. It was so bad that Trent had to come on immediately, and Trent did try a little bit, but you know what? Mudryk could have gotten a goal. He could have got an assist. He could have left the game with something, but he didn't. Unfortunately, he was kind of the unity and the connection wasn't there yet with his players, and you could tell that he was just coming into the team.
Yeah, I understand. Like, I think for the last couple of years as well, that we flagged an alpha in the attack, the guy who's going to make us his team. Mudryk appears to have filled that void, even in a sample size. But let's say if we can be this good with our personal deficiencies, imagine once the players come back from the injury. Just imagine that. So
Felix is still suspended. I forgot about that.
Hey, don't forget, guys. Next week, no Chelsea game. We've got a break. Wonderful.
Why is that?
It's FA Cup weekend, bro. Next week.
Oh shit! Yeah.
At least we're still in that.
At least, we're still in the FA Cup. Who'd you lose to again? Oh, Man City. My bad. Yeah, we play Man City next, so it's gonna be
legit. If we go out to Preston, I might actually just go off social for a bit. I might go off social media if we lose to Preston. But we're going
to talk about Antonio Conte getting sacked potentially, because that's all we can talk about when it comes to Tottenham. The rumor has it he wants to
breaking news. Spurs apparently have already begun talks with Pochettino to return.
Wow.
That's what it says on.
Is that true?
Yeah. I don't want him back, but it's what they're looking at. And more bad news, Man City are looking to do the old buyback clause for Porro, who Spurs have been trying to get hold of all January as well. So,
Apparently that Porro links also was true to Chelsea, but since he was beefing with Felix and that, so you know what? If we don't get him, I don't really care that much, to be fair. But we do need a right back, therefore.
Yeah.
So Pochettino back to Spurs is on. That's crazy.
The talks have already begun. Apparently, that's what quite a few people are reporting. So, it's I mean, how have they got things so wrong so quick? Spurs, we take forever to claw our way back up to being like challenging for a Prem, like obviously under Poch, and in the Champions League final, and then it goes so south so quick. And it's down to our owners. Enoch and Levy, I can't deal with them. Like, fucking absolute shit. They never back a manager fully. And then we only have ourselves to blame because now looks like Kane's going to go in the summer. Conte looks like he's going in the summer. Looks like they're getting Poch back.
Sorry, Alan. Let me just say, we're supposed to talk about the Chelsea-Liverpool game, but I'm just going to stop you guys here and just actually, let's just talk about this for a second, because it is. You're right. It's been progressing over the last couple of days. Pochettino and Levy's relationship's better. Tottenham are considering Pochettino ahead of ex-manager Tuchel. Pochettino's stance on returning to Spurs has changed, and he's now on board. He's a possible candidate, and like this is just progressing as we go. And at this moment in time, I even seen this tweet from where is it? I seen this tweet here where they're saying Pochettino has consistently been head of the club and the fans and the cheers, and since leaving, his return is inevitable. Some fans believe it's inevitable, and you got major Spurs outlets.
I don't want it. It's just this ball looking for obviously a manager that's going to do what they say and obviously accept younger players for them to build and all that, like we did last time. But that went well, but we didn't win a trophy. I don't think it's going to go better than that. It's typical of my club to shoot ourselves in the foot numerous times. It's just ridiculous.
You guys got anything to say on this?
I'll be real with you. With Spurs right now, it's just it's a total mess as well. The problem is with Spurs, they're not gonna have another elite manager again if they do not back the current manager. It's so obvious that the squad depth and the quality is the issue. It's so blatant obvious, and I feel like you do need a big rebuild as well.
Did
Big
Spurs
rebuild.
The mad thing is that Spurs spent a lot of money. They spent a lot of money in the summer, right? How much did Spurs spend? Well over 100 million, right?
It was about 140 to 150.
That's serious money, man. And like, okay, don't get me wrong. Yeah. Obviously, you could argue that Spurs, they need a lot of work and they need to build a squad. Their squad isn't as strong as most of the other teams in the top six or the big six. But I find it is a bit odd. I think that Conte is always moaning, despite the fact that, and you could argue that on the flip side, Conte just wants to get better. He wants to be pushing to be the best. And that's also a legitimate argument as well.
It's crazy, guys. Antonio Conte was at your club for tour. This guy is leaving at the end of the season. Is there a point of even having him at the club at this point?
That's what I'm saying. If he's legitimately going, why on earth are we not just getting a new manager in now so they can have the 4 months with these players and assess who they need, and then they can make plans for the summer? If we keep Conte and he walks, then you bring a manager in who's then got to get used to players over the thing and do that, and it's just a complete and utter rush job. But it's the same with our board. We do this all the time. The amount of times, like Mourinho, 6 days away from a cup final, you sack him because it saves you money because he's dropped out of the European places in the Premier League. That's what our owners are so fucking cheap when it comes to football. Like success on the pitch. Off the pitch, they'll happily put up a cinema complex, a shopping facility, this, that, and the other because it goes in their pocket. And it pisses me off time and time and time again.
Spurs have a cinema?
They've got like a building, like a complex, like cinemas and shopping centre and all that.
Literally, they make a lot of money from that revenue. The NFL, the boxing, the concert. They make a lot of money. And the problem is with leaving
it's a proper multi-purpose venue, the Spurs Stadium. Yeah. And to be fair, that's how almost all stadiums should be, because you need to. It's a bit of a business term, but you need to
and I wouldn't mind
work the asset, as they say.
I wouldn't mind that if the football came first, but it doesn't. The football doesn't come first with them. Everything else off the pitch comes first. Spurs and giving players to have a squad to compete continually like every other team comes second, way beyond. It's just, and the problem is Spurs fan base is absolutely fractured at the moment because you've got people going just Enoch and Levy are the problem, nobody else. Okay, that's true. But people are saying Conte is at fault and no one else. Okay, that's partly true. And the players, that's partly true. Each and every single level of it, Enoch, Levy, the manager at times, obviously with his formations, his tactics, and the way he has us so defensive and the poor play, and some of the players aren't good enough. But it's all of them to blame. But for some reason, the Spurs fan base is so polarised in that you can only bet if you've got to sit one side, you can't say the other hasn't had haven't done anything wrong. But it's all across the board. But Spurs fans are like, no, it's only the owners. Some are like, no, it's just the players. And then some are like, it's just the manager. But we've got problems throughout. And it's gone south so quickly. And I didn't see it at the start of the season happening this way, but it has. And it's just, I'm so pissed off. I really am.
You know what? I'm going to show you something. I made a video on this at the beginning when he got hired. And I literally felt like I predicted exactly what's going to happen. Although I thought you guys were going to at least win the Conference League, I didn't think you were going to go trophyless. I thought maybe you could have beat that duck, but this is what I had as my prediction. Manchester United. And also, I don't think he's going to get that much done. At best, they're going to win maybe the Conference League, maybe an FA Cup or a League Cup, but that's all he's going to have. And in a couple of years' time, it's going to be the same thing as Jose. He's going to be leaving again. So let's just not get too excited.
Again, Nikhil, I'm just going to go back to this as well. When he was at Chelsea, only that one time they ever challenged and threatened was when Poch gave chances to youth. Like when we faced them, that's the only one time I saw them like they're really threatened. That's the last time. But ever since Poch literally challenging Chelsea for that second place trophy in that, Spurs have gone against this going for CV managers who don't maximize the talent they have, and then you literally get them playing a safety first. That's not a good thing as well. And I hate this word, kind of like financial backing, but I do agree in some cases, like if fans want the club to have any chance of winning, it's just not enough to get a top manager, but also financial backing is just as crucial.
Gundogan would be a good leader, but realistically, he's not going to go to Chelsea. I mean,
Barcelona, though. Apparently he's going to Barcelona.
Yeah. Let me just say this about Spurs. Does anyone think Spurs have a chance to still get top 4 this season if they sack the manager and bring in a new manager? They're currently sitting 5th.
I don't know, man. I think I think the squad is declining. I think the squad is declining. I'll be real.
The squad has declined in the fact that obviously
Spurs? Maybe I was just being hypothetical.
This is a good way to maybe segue and bring all 3 of you guys in. Do you guys see potentially either Manchester United or Newcastle falling off, and who could potentially take that other spot? Who's going to finish in the top 4 spot? Because I'm not going to lie, watching your performances, Rakesh, you're not actually doing anything to try to make your team better. It's kind of sad. And then when it comes to Chelsea, they're trying to make changes and they're trying to do everything. But it seems like Chelsea's cursed because they keep getting injuries. They keep having bad performances, players getting red cards. So for you two, it's pretty bad, like 9 and 10. Then you go to Brighton, Fulham, Brentford. I don't really think they're going to push for top 4. It's really just Tottenham, Newcastle, and Manchester United. Could the top 4 already be done and dusted?
Possibly. I mean,
possibly, yeah.
6 points. I mean, but let's be honest, Liverpool and Chelsea, I mean, Liverpool have the know-how of coming back. They've done it last season, although obviously that was to come like second, but this is to get in the top 4. So they can do it. They finished top 4 the season. They were absolutely shocking, and they towards the end. So they've done it before. They've got most of the players in the squad still to do that. So they have. And Chelsea have literally just bought everyone to improve their squad. They've got a really good squad depth. If Potter gets them cooking, then they're going to be a threat. Spurs are only 4 points ahead of both teams, so we're not a million miles away from them. Just depends on if I think Man United will be safe. It depends on whether I think Newcastle fall off, but I don't think they will under Eddie Howe. I think it's already done. The top 4 is the top 4. Teams have capabilities of doing it, not Spurs.
The thing is,
I'm sticking with it.
If for Liverpool or Chelsea, we need to make up a 10-point gap, and there's a maximum of 57 points available in the second half of the season. I think actually we've played 20 games, so Chelsea have played 20 games. Anyway, so actually we've got to make up a 10-point gap out of a possible 54 points available. And Newcastle are playing very well at the moment. They've lost 1 game all season. We're the only team that's beat them, and we beat them with a goal in the 97th minute or something crazy like that. So I don't think it's going to be easy for anybody. They went to Arsenal and got a draw, right? And they look pretty solid. So I mean, who would have thought we would have been talking about? I thought Newcastle were coming. Everybody knew Newcastle were going to be in or about that area, maybe in the next few seasons. I don't think anybody predicted it to be happening this soon. And they look solid, and Liverpool don't look solid. Chelsea look like they're moving in the right direction from the performance yesterday, but 10 points is a big gap to make up. Alan is closest, but Spurs up and down. I don't know.
You see Liverpool getting even in Europe. Big up to 126 people in the chat right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let me know in the poll what you think, who's going to win the Premier League. At this moment in time, since it is an Arsenal channel, of course, a large majority of you guys are saying Arsenal is going to win the Premier League. About 75% of you, actually. That's crazy. But yeah, what are you saying, Rakesh? Are you think Liverpool can get back into it at all? No confidence?
Look, the thing is, we have the players, and we have the players on any given day to play at a really, really high level. Like, we beat City this season, and it was a really, really good performance. One of the performances of the season by any team. But against most teams, on most days, we don't show up. And so it's difficult for me to have any confidence. I have hope. I don't have confidence.
Okay. What about you, Alan? Do you have any hope of getting back into the top 4?
No.
Alan, I gave a big long speech.
Do you think you could lose Kulusevski?
Possibly. And the way we're getting everything wrong at the moment, it wouldn't surprise me. This should have been their first port of call.
No, but Spurs have an option to buy, right? Spurs can activate that, and then no one can do anything about it.
That's true.
We have an option to buy. We have an option to buy, but people can come in over the top. Even we've got an option to buy. It's not an obligation to buy. It's an option.
But an option to buy is an option that you can activate. It's a unilateral activation option for you guys. Juve can't pull out. Anybody can come in and bid a hell of a lot more. But Juve have an agreement in place, a signed agreement with you guys to buy him.
What I'm saying, the player could. So we have an option to buy, but the player could. If we rock up, if we don't get Champions League, Conte leaves, Kane leaves, and all that, Kulusevski, Spurs go to talk to him and be like, no, thank you. But he still has that power. That's why you've got to do stuff to keep, because he is literally, even Pep, Kulusevski, what a player. We've got a gem on our hands that we need to make sure we do everything in our power to get. Otherwise, it's just another player that goes for. It's just so many things can go wrong for Spurs, and they are all going wrong at this moment in time. It's just worrying that it's allowed to continue to go on.
Okay, what about this guy right here? If I'm not mistaken, Tottenham are such a mess, guys, that they're one of their board of director people could be going to jail.
Yeah, Paratici apparently going to jail though, and also there's I've heard some investigation onto the Tottenham as well regarding the Chinese triad. That the betting website related that he's been jailed for 18 years.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. If their CFO is Paratici is gone, Conte's gone.
He's not. He's the director of football.
What? He's banned from Italian football, not football in general.
Yeah. But he's the director of football. He's not the CFO.
Okay, so the director of football. So what could happen to him now that Juventus and he's basically not allowed to be part of Italian football for 2.5 years? But he's in the Premier League. Does that affect him at all? The punishments that he got for the Juve thing affect him at all and affect Tottenham?
The honest thing is, I don't know. Some reports say that it does. Some say that it don't. So I don't know. I think there's an appeal process going through about appealing it.
Yeah, I'll send you a link, man.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Thing send me a link saying, what jailed billionaire? What the shirt sponsor? Yeah,
the Bet365 linking to the Chinese triads.
Damn.
Tottenham is one of them as well, apparently.
Damn. You know what? Let's get back to let's get away from Tottenham. I'm not gonna lie, Tottenham is making the whole stream depressing. I find it hilarious because if you guys don't know, at the beginning of the season, Tottenham fans were telling us, "Oh, look at who we've been signing, and look at who Arsenal have been signing." Honestly, the shit that I've been hearing from Tottenham fans from the beginning of the year, hilarious. Luckily, Alan's not one of those crazy people who is saying that his club is going to do this and that, and then ends up laughing at himself afterwards. But you know what?
I've said third, which wasn't a million miles away what I thought I could get because obviously
do you lose to Fulham tomorrow?
But it hasn't worked out.
Do you lose to Fulham tomorrow?
Oh, they're playing well. It's not going to be an easy game at all. It's
People in the
if
chat,
we can somehow shout a win.
You'd be lucky to get a draw though. Just get a draw would be good for you.
Surely, a loss to Fulham, Conte gets sacked. Lost to Fulham tomorrow, Conte sacked.
I don't know.
I think
he'll wait for the money as well, though. I think he'll wait for the money.
Spurs aren't going to sack him because it's going to be too much of a payout.
Exactly.
They're the cheapest owners I've ever known. They sacked Mourinho to save money. They're not going to sack Conte because it means they pay him less if he stays to the end of his contract. They have to pay. It's just what they do. So they're going to do everything. If Conte walks, then there's nothing they can do. But if they have the option, they'll keep him there until the summer. Because they're cheap pricks, is what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
I say Fulham beats you 2-1. What are you guys saying?
I'll say a draw.
Rakesh?
I'll go for. I was going to say a 1-0 win, but Lorries can't go. So I'll go for a shithouse 2-1 win.
I think it'll be a draw. I'd reckon 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Fulham win. Some people saying. Okay, let's get back to the Chelsea game now. Since we got detracted away, Rakesh, I'm going to start with you. And I'm just this is going to sound extremely harsh, bro, but are you concerned that your attack's not clicking? Your midfield looks like it's bad. Is it Klopp Is Klopp the problem? What is going to happen? Are the owners the problem? What's the issue? Because at this moment in time, everything looks like a mess. What's it called? Your fans are already turning on Gakpo. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm seeing people turning on Gakpo 2 games in, like calling him a flop. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, anybody's turning on Gakpo is just silly. What's the problem at Liverpool? Depends who you want to believe. I think there probably are a few different issues. There's an issue with the structure that's been built and has proved really successful for us over the last 7 years, and there's a lot of talk of that, people being undermined and the chain of command not being adhered to, and Klopp and Linders and potentially overruling and bringing players in. I don't know how much of that is true, but there are signs that may be the case. Julian Ward, who came into the role 6 months later, has basically announced he's going to be leaving at the end of the season. One of our head analytics guys is leaving at the end of the season. There's talk, from what I've heard, that there may be our head scout and head of recruitment might be leaving, and one of the other guys from the analytics team. It doesn't paint a pretty picture, and it suggests that there are issues, either with Klopp or with the structure, or both. Now,
listened to? Is that what it might be?
Sorry,
they might not be getting listened to.
So this is the suggestion by some people is that the analytics guys and the scouts are suggesting targets, and the manager and the assistant manager are suggesting different targets, and basically it's the manager and assistant manager whose decisions are going, and the other guys are just kind of not being listened to in the same way.
Yeah,
it's difficult to know, right? Because we're fans and we don't have the inside scoop, we don't have the inside track on what actually is going on. But the fact that people have been leaving, will be leaving, is concerning, because the Klopp is an incredible manager, world-class manager, but the strength of Liverpool over the last 7 seasons hasn't just been Klopp. It hasn't just been Michael Edwards. It's also been Barry Hunter, Dave Fallows, Julian Ward, Will Spearman, all the guys that are part of the analytics team, along with Will Spearman, the guy who, I forget the guy's name, Ian something or other, who's the head of analytics, who's going to be leaving. All these guys are working together in tandem, all pushing in the same direction, is why we've been so successful in our recruitment, and consequently why we've been so successful on the pitch. A lot of people are talking about Chelsea, recruiting in a bit of a haphazard manner. One thing I will give Todd Bowley credit for, I don't know whether it's way too early to say whether that's the case or not, but the recruitment guys that Chelsea have brought in over the last 3 or 4 months are top tier. Those guys, I'm not necessarily concerned about Chelsea spending 300-400 million pounds now. What I'm concerned about is them establishing a top level recruitment team that have got a track record of buying exceptional players at exceptional value. That's what, if Liverpool are losing those kind of players from our backroom team, that's who Liverpool need to be bringing in, that level of backroom staff, because we've got them. Because Klopp is a world-class manager, but you're right, it is concerning.
I'm honestly starting to think that you've reached like
Ian Graham, Diego Jose, Ian Graham. Sorry, yeah, thank you. He's the head of analytics.
He's saying all three are the problem. I don't know about you guys, what you think is going on at Liverpool, but for me, Liverpool, I feel like the players don't listen to Klopp anymore. I feel like the signings that they're making are not the strategy of signings. I agree. That might be a concern also. And this all culminates with Michael Edwards leaving. Michael Edwards leaving is
possibly.
It's not. Michael Edwards leaving. It's not. That's not the reason, and that's because Michael Edwards leaving and somebody else coming in. That's fair enough. The issue is that if people are pulling in the different directions, that's when it's going to be an issue. Because if the guy Julian Ward, who came in, and Jurgen Klopp and all those guys were of the same mindset and were pulling in the right direction and wanted the same targets and could talk and communicate, that wouldn't be such an issue. If Julian Ward wants one person, Klopp wants one person, the analytics guys want another person, that's when it becomes a problem.
It's more of a talent ID than recruitment, I would say. I mean,
so it could be.
Fair enough.
I think you do need a midfield as well. In that sense, you do midfield. I feel like Liverpool have been bought too many attackers in their side, but they're not strengthening their backline or the midfield. Because I feel like the backline itself, apart from Konate and Matip, everything regressed though. Just regressed. Look at Van Dijk performance this season.
Matip definitely has regressed. Matip is.
Yeah,
Joe Gomez is not good enough. Van Dijk, obviously, there were issues with his injury and stuff, and I don't know. Without any kind of strength in midfield, and the defense are getting exposed a lot more. It's just a bit of a shit show, man.
Yesterday we could have been like, Mudryk literally almost had a goal of the season yesterday. Almost, like it was so easy to break down as well yesterday. It's just like. It's what it is. One of those channels that misses. I'm like, I'm so vexed at the moment. I'm so vexed since yesterday, but it's a 2 points drop for me.
In regards to Liverpool, I think it's not obviously to as bad as what it has, but I think it's got similar feels to what's happened at Spurs. So a squad that was really good got old, and then by the time it comes to rejuvenate the team and all that. You've got the midfield that's completely run down, and obviously apart you got from Thiago, like that's fine. Apart from that, the rest of the midfield isn't that. You've got, I think, a team that's been run to the ground playing Klopp's way. It's not saying that he's obviously, I think you need to refresh and all that because he's the way he plays is so high intensity, and they've never really refreshed enough to be able to continue that high pressing, high tempo playing like year after year. And I think having for so long without refreshing the team, I think some of them are just a lot like fatigued. Obviously, then you're obviously redoing the like you're trying to rebuild as you're going along and all that. And I think it's going to take time. But your main problem is not being addressed like Spurs. Our main problem is our centre back and right wing back, and we're not addressing it. Yours is midfield, and you're not addressing it. Obviously, you got
our problems are midfield as well.
And you're not addressing the right problem. Spurs haven't addressed their problem. You haven't addressed your problem. And Chelsea, well, you're addressing many problems by getting those players in, but probably it's just at the moment, I think the team that are in the best position to come out of this quicker is Chelsea because they've got a squad depth there available. Yeah. Then it's the coin flip between us and Liverpool because both clubs have got gaping holes and problems in the team.
Thing is,
they're not addressing them.
I'll always pick us over Spurs just because we've got Jurgen Klopp, and having a truly world-class managers will put us in an advantage at the very least to bring some players in. But to be fair, Spurs will have advantages as well. Just about Ian Graham that Diego Jose's mentioned, it wouldn't surprise me if he shows up at Chelsea because he used to work with he used to do an article in the Times with got Finkelstein, who I think is one of your directors. It was like an early analytics column that he used to run in the Times. So it wouldn't surprise me if in a few months' time, after the season's finished, Ian Graham ends up at Chelsea as well, which again would be crazy.
Somebody from the Daily Mail is watching the stream because they just quoted what's it called? My guy Fatur. They said Chelsea signing Michaela Mudryk gives them Eden Hazard, shows shades of Eden Hazard. I'm not gonna lie. We kind of glossed over this, but Alan, just so you know, Tottenham is getting investigated also. Allegedly have overpaid for Cristian Romero.
Yeah, so I think obviously I've just seen that as well. So by the sounds of it is that we've gone to obviously sign Romero, and rather than be whatever, it's gone up to I think about 42 is what we paid for him. So by the look of it, Fabio Paratici has overpaid to help because I think the payment went to Juventus. So I think he's cooking the books. So yeah, for me, fraudulent, deserves what he gets, and can get out of the club.
Okay, there's a lot of craziness going on over there at Tottenham right now. I don't even want to get too much.
It's fucked.
Yeah, let's get into this guy right here. I'm not gonna lie, he made James Milner look bad. I'm gonna before I go to Fatur, I'm just gonna go to Rakesh. Rakesh, is James Milner at this age supposed to be playing as your right back? Like, not really the best idea.
I mean, no, I agree. It's he's not first team right back material. He wasn't terrible on the day, but really we need to be moving way past James Milner. James Milner was finished as a real first team player probably a season and a half ago, 2 seasons ago. He's okay. He wasn't terrible against Chelsea yesterday, but we need to move on from James Milner.
Fair enough. And then Fatur, what about? Rakesh, what about Mudryk? What do you think about him? Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys,
Looks like a good player.
I seen him play like just 8 minutes or however many minutes he was. I'm not gonna lie to you. If we would have got a hold of Mudryk, this league would have been a different animal. Like, honestly, the guy is a beast. What are you saying, Alan? Did you see any of it?
Well, one second. It's too early to say for sure, but it was an impressive debut. That's all you can take from that. Like the skills that he showed, the close control he showed, the fact that he can go left and right was impressive. But there will be tougher challenges ahead.
35 minutes played. Defensively, he got into it. He when it comes to dribble success, he had 2 dribble successes. He had a total of 14 passes. 3 of them, one of them was not wayward. He had an expected threat of almost 1, because he came in, he got 30. He had a chance to score on goal. He had 1 clear-cut chance to score on goal, 1 chance that got away from him. He could have scored 2 goals, and he had 2 opportunities to set up his teammates, but it never came off. So the guy could have potentially on another day could have exited the game with at least a goal or assist. And
yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, this is the reason why I'm so positive. Is that it's the variety in our offense. We created great chances from set pieces. Also managed to generate some shots from set of possession. Had nice transition, and now we have top individual quality in Mudryk. But at the same time, Mudryk is also very raw technically. His technical security isn't that great, and it will become prominent when the new signing hype will fade away. And I'll let him develop, let him make a mistake, and let him figure it out. And he'll be coming good anyway. So
it was impressive. It was definitely impressive.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely an impressive debut in my opinion, and I agree with you guys. He is a quality player. We missed out, and I feel like yes, we got Trossard. I'm happy with Trossard, but in the long term, Chelsea could have like an Eden Hazard type signing. This is going to be a player who's going to be good for the next. This is going to be a player who's going to be good for the next coming years. But yeah, the only reason why you guys hear the Hussam in the background is because I'm going to be sending you guys over there. The stream is almost done. Alan, Rakesh, Fatur, big up to you guys. Obviously, Vader, who joined us, and Monty and Dami, who's also joined us. And Mojo was supposed to be here, but he missed today's show. But yeah, you guys got anything to say before we go, guys?
Subscribe, guys. Subscribe to Eagle Talks Football. So subscribe. As always.
You know what? This week's gonna be interesting because there's FA Cup weekend, right? So
Carabao Cup semi-final this week. Carabao Cup semi-final. FA Cup.
Anybody but United. Anybody but United, please. Come on, Newcastle.
Come on, Newcastle. Anyways, we're out of here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. You already know what it is. Alan seems depressed. Rakesh is smiling, but pain, you can see it. And you know what? Fatur is just happy. He has Mudryk. Look at that. But yeah, we're out of here, people. Peace.